Anyways, I've been kind of planning this morning while doing some stuff. Planning out some cars to build for Multiclass, because with Multiclass, you need specific tires in order to last the entire race. You can't run race tires, or else you'll have to pit sport tires. I haven't tried them in B class. They run out in S class. They run out in A class, but not too bad. But I think if you can optimize a street tire or stock tire build, you're looking at the best situation. So I was going through and trying to find some cars that might work, and just have some fun with it, and trying to find some alternative cars to the cars that we already know are good. So let's see if I can find some stuff that we can have some fun with. Now, this morning I was working on, let's see if this works. All right. We got a bit of a spreadsheet here. So we've got a bit of a spreadsheet. My camera is covering yellow vet, but yellow vet is crossed off anyway. So we've got a few things here. The green side are cars that I've already got built. Those cars have been made previously and they're already ready to go. The red side is, or orange side, whatever, shows a few cars that I have plans for that I'd like to build. Now, the yellow cars are cars I'm going to avoid because either I don't want to drive them or they are probably pretty good and I already know they're going to be good and I'm not going to drive them. The blue highlighted cars on the left side are cars that I have ready to build. So that means I've bought the car, I have possibly a tune on the car, or at least a base tune. I don't have the build ready yet, so basically that means I've just loaded a build that's similar on, and I have to go rebuild the car and probably retune it a little bit. So let's see how this goes. All right, Street C3 is a blast. That's on my list. I need some builds. Looking forward to this. You're gonna get a few, that's for sure. Stewie, nice. Don't see a Chevron on there for good reason. You can type what you want for a gifted name. Okay. It's calculated then. Didn't type those though. They came up. Okay, well then maybe they were actually there. Mups is a cheater. I love your AMG GTR tune race boy. I'm glad you like it. Welcome to the stream. 924 and 944 are great too. Yep, I think I've got a 944. I mean, there's a lot of different cars that I could add to that list, but I have so many cars on the list already. We're gonna keep it reasonable here. All right, so let's pull up the spreadsheet and let's start with some of the top cars here, or cars from the top of S class, and they're just sorted by alphabetically. So the Vantage is first. Now this car, it's got a swap, it's got a wide body and a supercharger. It does get the V10. I'm gonna go V10 instead, because I can fit that now with the tire downgrade. So I've got stock tires on here. So this is one thing to look out for as well. This car, technically the stock tires are street tires on this car. Then you can go up to sport, you can go up to race. There are a lot of cars that have sport tires as stock. And how you can tell that is if you only have the race compound to upgrade to. And that's a lot of Porsches. So keep that in mind when you're building cars for this, when you have to have the tires last a long time. If you only have the race tire and then the drag tires are your only two upgrades, you're probably running sport tires. You might not be able to last the whole race here. So we've got just about everything here. I would love to get the full weight reduction on though. And in order to do that, I need to go back to the V8 and I need to put this supercharger on, which I'm okay with. That's fine. We'll give it one bump up here on the power. And do we have rim size? No, we don't. Don't really have a lot of room to breathe here, but let's go. I can do this. Please work. Nope, not quite. Okay. There's not really anything else I can do to add. Like, I mean, I could do the roll cage. Okay, that's fine though. Let's just do the rims then. I just know it's so close. That's alright. Okay, that'll be the car. If this, oh, I can't. Oh, painful. I don't want to do it. Okay, let's see if I can get below. Oh, jeez. Get below 45, but stay in 8. No, there's no way that'll work. Or stay in S class. No. So, I don't have a driveline to play with. That's my problem right now. I don't have a driveline that I can use. I want it to be lighter, but I don't want to use those methods. And I know that this is so close. I mean, can I just add? Yeah, let's do this. Maybe add a little bit of power somewhere. Like a 1 PI of power. And then rim size. There we go. That's what we'll do. Yeah, that works. I'm happy with that. There we go. There's one car. And let's just show here. Show the tune real quick. So this is basically the same tune as I had on my S-Class car. I just loaded that tune, loaded that build, and then a couple things reset based on the upgrades. So we're good to go. Should be close to what we need to do. I think your flywheel and clutch are your driveline for this thing. I hate doing it, you know? I just know that it's not optimal, so I avoid it. Unless it's like a drivetrain swap in the clutch. I wouldn't say it's a rule to reduce weight, but reducing weight is huge in this game. Yeah, everything improves when you reduce the weight. Can't read the word Chevron without thinking of Stargate. Yeah, it's the 19 Aston. Yeah. What's up, Shred Boy? Okay. BRZ in your lobby on race tires for Hatch. Rip to him indeed. BRZs are really good though. Again, I will be avoiding those. Next up, the Aston Vantage GT12. Hold on. Hey, Enjoy Mups. Thanks for dropping in, buddy. No, I'm silly. This is the right one, right? Yeah, I just didn't reset anything on it. Aston Vantage GT12. Let's build it. So I've got to go stock tires. Do I have tire width? I don't. I have ballast though. Let's take that out. Arrow's already on it. Let's try this motor. It does fit. I have a driveline to play with. Has rim size. Let's take that off. And then I have a little bit of room here. Exhaust would be great. Lighten the car up a bit. And then we're kind of in a weird spot with this PI here. 57. We don't have a hood. But the next weight up puts it into a different PI. So let's just do that. And then I should be able to, yeah. There we go. Now let's just find some different rims to match this. Let's look in this category. No, I don't like how those push out. Nah. Let's go with those. And then for the tune should be pretty similar to the other S-Class one. Should be no problem. Static Addict. Thank you very much for the Prime, buddy. Really appreciate that. How are you doing? So we've got this. Let's reset this a little bit here. Make just a couple quick adjustments. Let's go back to that. Let's go with this. And then of course I'll switch up the transmission when we get in there. Pull that back a little bit. Do that. So this needs a lot of help. But firstly, I'm just gonna go with that. And then once we get driving the car, I'll fix it. What's up, Des Stewart? Okay, so next on the list is Chevy. I've got this E-Ray that I need to build, and this E-Ray as well for A-Class. Let's go with the S-Class one. So this one, stock tires, sport tires, race tires. So the tires are good where it's at. We've got full weight reduction. We don't have any ballast in it. You've got the drivetrain swap on for rear wheel drive, the wide body kit. We've got this motor. Now I'd like to swap this motor out if I could. We can use the stock motor, but I think this V10 would be awesome to use. So let's try that out. Let's take out the drive line. We've got a clutch in as well. Now, since I have the drivetrain swap, the clutch is only weight difference. Let's put on stock tire or stock rims. And we've got pretty much everything ready to roll. Let's just see if I can go a little lighter here. No, it looks like not. So can I go lighter on the drive line? I can't. If I do this, then I do one drive line. Can I go 65? Okay, okay. What if I do the clutch? 65, but it's one up. So let's go with that, and then front rims. So we're at 65. Then let's find some rims for the car here. I mean, that's all right, but let's find something else. Looking in the A's. Eh. What else do we have here? I don't know if I'm feeling these. Those are kind of close to stock. Let's go with that. Then for the tune, again, I copied build onto this, so the tune should already be mostly set. Maybe a little bit off based on the few upgrades that we did here. We'll have to fix the gearing, so I'll just set this for now. Other than that, most of it looks to be reasonable. We'll go with it. What's up, Marcus, bro? How's it going? Yeah, I think a lot of these S-Class cars should be fine with the 70 mile per hour first gear. Especially with that V10 swap. Next up is this Stingray Coupe, I believe. Should be this one. Yeah, stock tires on this. We've got the engine swap to the V10 as well. The body kit, no supercharger, and it's already rear wheel drive, so no swap on the drivetrain. We got the rear wing. The first one because it looks cool, and they do the same. Let's put on stock rims for now. How are we looking here? We got sport brakes, race everything, no ballast, perfect. I mean, I could put in a little bit of power, but I think I'm just gonna put in a bit lighter rims here, and then we'll put on one rim size, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. No driveline because it's right up against the limit. If you look at this, it's 2,863 pounds, go down to 2,862 pounds, and we're in R class. So right on the limit there. That's a good build. Let's go check the tune real quick. Since I swapped the tires, I'll pull down the pressures. Gearing still needs to be done, but that's okay. Let's hope the rest of the car is not tuned. Okay, so I'll just throw a quick base tune on here, and we'll give it a go and see what happens. So just softening the suspension up a little bit, just dialing a bit of oversteer. I know this car has quite a bit of rear aero, I believe, so I should be able to dial in a lot of mechanical oversteer, and then tune it with the aero over understeer to make it have a really good balance overall. Yeah, if you look at how much rear aero this thing gets, not too bad. We'll give that a go and see how it feels. Hey, thanks, Ed. How's it going today? So we're just going through the S-Class cars, and there's one more S-Class car here. The Chevy Corvette ZR1. So this car, I believe I loaded the R-Class tune on, swapped the tires, and swapped the motor back to just the stock Viper motor. And then we've got all the aero bits on here. Let's take off the hood. No, the clutch is good on this car. If you look at the clutch, it only gives positives, and it also drops the PI. So make sure you put the clutch on this car. We've got rims on it already. I think I will leave those on for now. Honestly, I think this car is basically built how it's going to be. I can't even add a hood, so I think this is where it's going to sit. Pretty solid looking car though. We'll see how it drives. We'll check the tune real quick first, but it should be good to go. At least it'll be in the ballpark. So of course, since we swapped the tires, we gotta change the tire pressure. Let's bring it down there. Gearing needs a lot of help. A lot of help. So I'm just gonna do that, and then as soon as I drive this car, I'll remember that it needs gearing help because it tops out at 80 miles an hour. Other than that, this car should be pretty much set to go. I'll look to add more rear aero if I need it. I might need it because it's on street tires, so it might be a little bit slippery. Alright, so those are the S-Class cars that I'll build for this stream. Let's get into some of the A-Class cars. Now, there's a lot of A-Class cars that I have on my list to build, so I'm going to have to just cut them down. The Alpine A110... I think I'll skip that car for now, and I think I'll go straight into the vets. So we've got the E-Ray. This E-Ray right here. So on this E-Ray, we've got the motor swap. I might swap this to a different motor, but we'll see what happens here. We might be stuck with the V6, but that's not too bad of an option. We've got rear-wheel drive swap. We've got the wide body on it. We've got the cool race wing on it. We've also got, obviously, the transmission and differential. Rim size, I can take that off for now. Actually, let's put on stock rims for now. Stock wheel or stock tires. I can put some tire width on, though. What does the handling look like? 4.2. Honestly, I would love to take out the weight if I could, but I don't know if there's really an option to do that. Let's take off some of the tire width. Let's see if I can't take more weight off doing that. It's just so heavy. For an A-Class car, it's so heavy. And it's got ballast on it too. Let's see. What do I do with this car? Oh my goodness. Hydrate, okay. That gives me some time to think. I think I'm gonna go... Let's go full ballast. Oh, hydrate again. Gives me some more time to think. It's okay. And I think we go with this. Unfortunately, that's a lot of weight to carry. But it would have been carrying even more weight if I had the tires on it. I can't even put a driveline in it. Can I put... Yeah, I can put a clutch in it. So let's try and optimize this a little bit. Can I... We got 46, 34, 39. There we go. We'll see how this thing does. It's got a good amount of power for A class, but the weight is just so much. The stats look okay. We'll see what happens. Let's go check the tune. So again, this is another car that I just loaded the tune on and changed the tires of. So actually, I'm gonna bring that up a little bit more. So we'll fix the transmission and then go through this quickly. Everything looks to be in check. Should be good to go. Let's give it a try. Next car up is the 95 Corvette. So the 1995 Corvette, I have this car, which is a sport tire car that I really like driving. Now I drove this and I ran out of tires towards the end. I had a not too long without tires, but I'd like to build a street tire version to see what it's like. Now this is a instance where you see the stock tires and then street, then sport, then race. It has all the compounds available. But again, as you go up, some cars only have race tires available to upgrade to, which means they start at sport. Some tires have sport and race, which means they start at street, etc. So I have full weight reduction on this car. This is basically what the handling is going to be like, unless I want to throw on a roll cage. I don't think the roll cage would be worth it. So it's got, let's see, it doesn't have an engine swap. It has a supercharger available for the stock motor, but I know the stock motor is probably going to be a bit slow. It's also heavier than if I swap to a different V8. I've got all the race stuff in aero except for the hood, obviously. Let's take out the driveline. Can also take off the light rims for now. Going through all this, everything looks good. There's no ballast on it. We've got a bit of an exhaust here, but that's no big deal. So, I could put the supercharger on. You know what, let's build the engines to a similar weight and just see what's faster in 0 to 100. We got 9.7 here and then 11.8 for the quarter mile. We're sitting at 410, 450 on the torque. So if I swap that, I just lose so much weight. I mean, it goes so much faster. It might be partially gearing based though, but that's so much weight. I think it'll be worth it, especially with a car that has less handling than well, not too bad at handling, but it's on sport or street tires, so the handling is going to be a little sketch to begin with. So let's swap that motor. I think that's the way to go. Here's where I can check the roll cage again, and I don't think that's worth it. I can lighten the car up even more by doing this and taking off some more weight with the exhaust while adding a little bit of power, and then we can go add on some racing wheels that look kind of crazy. Let's go with those ones. The bead didn't go with the bead locks on this one, but maybe next one, we'll see. All right, there we go. There's the Vette. Let's go check the tune on it. There we go. Bring the tires down. The gearing will need some help, of course. Let's actually check here. Yeah, I think this build is stronger for sure. So I'll put that there for now. Everything else should be pretty much where I want it to be for this car. Have I adjusted my dead zones? I use the same as always. Next up is the O2 Vet. So I've got this white Corvette here. This is another one that I want to build with street tires for A-Class. Stock motor in this car. I could swap, but I think I want stock with a supercharger. If I can pull that off, that would probably be ideal. We've got race everything here, the transmission, differential. Let's throw on the stock tires, or stock rims. Everything in here looks normal, no ballast. And we got the supercharger there. So all I have to do now is make it a little heavier. So we got 42, then we've got 55. Can I get 50? What about if I add both of these? 44. I like that. I think that's what we're going to go with. I don't think it's going to get any lighter than that, really. So we'll send this car. Let's check the tune on it. Of course, we have to adjust the tires since we swapped them. Gearing needs some help. That's fine as well. Actually, this is a stock tune, so I probably didn't load a tune before. So let's just throw something on here quick. You know what might be quicker? Let's see. I wanted to load my S-Class tune on, but we'll just load this one. Questionable paint jobs. Most of them are just stock. Best thing to upgrade for top speed. You'll probably want transmission if the car is having issues hitting top speeds. Like if you're topping out, you'll definitely need a transmission, but really just add power. That's all you need to do. Add power. So now we've got my A-Class build on this. Let's swap everything back around. Heavy rims here. Sneeze. Dog said no, you're not allowed to, so I stopped. Take out the roll cage, take out the ballast, and there we go. There's our build. Pretty straightforward here. Street tires, we've got the heavy rims on, everything in here, and we've got a supercharger on the stock motor. So now we'll just adjust this quickly. This should be better. And then everything here should be good to go. Eight ads. Jeez, Twitch. Also, you shouldn't be getting ads when you enter. That's weird. Next up, we have the 99 Viper. Actually, the 67 Vet is one that I'm interested in as well. So the 67 Vet, all the way down here, I believe it's this white one. We've got street tires on this car, and it's still got 4-through handling and quite a bit of power with not a whole lot of weight. So looking at the stats of this car, I would think it would be pretty good. I would love to put the Viper motor in, but we can't quite fit it. Obviously can't really add anything else there. Since this is an old car, I'm really tempted to add the roll cage, although it does slow it down quite a lot, but I feel like it'll be positive in the long run to add the roll cage, especially since I have to start adding power now. So let's do that, and then I can just lighten it up a little bit with some of these upgrades on the motor. Let's stop at 98. Let's go check the roll cage again. I'm just looking at the 0 to 100, and I mean, it's going to be a lot nicer to drive with the roll cage. If you look at the lateral Gs, we go up 0.02 on both of them. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to go lighter and just focus on the acceleration of this car and its strong suit there. Then I'm going to take one valve down and let's put on some rims. Let's do... Alright, looking like a drag car. 67. Gonna go lighter with the hood. 63. Alright, everyone, I want to know, hood 1 or hood 2? Let me know. First to 5 wins. This is hood 2. This is hood 1. Literally everyone said hood 2. Alright. Oh, I can even go lighter too. 60. Perfect. So we've got 514 horsepower, 2260 on the weight, and still 4.3 handling. Honestly, the stats on this car look really promising. We'll see how it actually translates, though. Now for the tune, again, this should already be mostly done. And it is. Looks good. Alright. Actually, I'm going to... I just know that this car is gonna be a little looser with the street tires, so let's put the arrow back on the rear. Alright, next up. Dodge. Finish my sentence, everybody. Dodge. What am I looking for? What do we think? What kind of Dodge? Everyone knows it. It's the Viper. Anyone who said anything other than Viper, I'm disappointed. Okay, so we took off the race tires on this. Basically, the only difference, the only thing that I've done right now is gone from my A-Class build with race tires down to street tires. So no engine swaps here. I could put a supercharger on. I think I really want to put a supercharger on, so we'll put that on. I've still got room to breathe as well. Let's take out the ballast, and then we're looking pretty good, I think, here. Good power. Weight is a little high, but not terrible. I can shed a little bit of weight here, though. 03, 10. So if I push this to 03... 9 to 8. 8's the best combo so far that we've got. Let's see. 6, 1, 2, 7. I also have a hood to play with though, so let's play with the hood now. 17, 10, 4, 10, 11, 9, 8, 7. Bang. And that's how you really squeeze out as much as you can out of a car. Out of a build. Now, the only problem here is we're kind of missing the stripes, and that makes me a little sad. But it's 1 pound lighter. Let's go check the tune. The tune should be good. Let's just fix this because I swapped the tires. We'll fix the transmission once we drive it. I'm actually going to put, again, the rest of the aero on because I know with swapping to sport tires it's going to be a little slippery and it'll probably need it. We want the Demon. The Demon's already built. Leave me alone. It's terrible. Let's actually see it though. Is this actually? I think this is on stock tires. No, it's on sports. Stop. Wait, I forgot. The stock tires are drag tires, so you can't even use it anyway. You pit every lap. And yeah, I'm currently an old man, formerly good at the game. Exactly. Can't have too much power. All right, next on the list, it's the Ferrari. Any guesses? We're here. 360. We got the yellow one. So right away, obviously I want to keep the stock motor. Let's throw the supercharger on. That's ideal. We've got everything here. Stuff there. Let's put the stock rims on for now. Oh, here's where I can make up my handling deficit though, because I'm running stock tires on this, which are, since it has sport and race here, this means that the stock tires are street tires. Full weight reduction makes me really happy. The question I have left is, do I want tire width? If I want tire width, we've got 4.8 handling. That means I have to take out the supercharger. Now, the build with tire, or without the supercharger with tire width, would be ideal for handling tracks. With the supercharger, it would be more of a car that would suit a lot of different tracks. But honestly, looking at these stats, it'll probably be alright on most tracks. And I don't have a whole lot of handling cars that have street tires. So let's go with this car as one of my handling cars with street tires, because I think it'll work great for that. And I don't have a whole lot of options in that field. You can't get that high handling on street tires when you're in A-Class, so I think that's probably a good way to go here. Now let's just check and try and optimize this build here. 42, 37, hood, 37. Let's pick some rims that are the same weight. Let's go 42, 41, 43. And hood should be the same, 40. So even if the driveline and the hood say they're the same, it's not always going to be exactly the same. Sometimes it rounds a little bit. So you saw that happen here. So we've got 6 pounds here, and this says 5 pounds. But if we go back to the stock here, this says 5 pounds. This also says 5 pounds. So just something to watch out for. Again, you're really sweating it out at this point if you're looking at that. But, you know, fun things to look for. There's my build. Let's go check out the tune. The tune should be reasonable. I believe this is just my A-Class car brought down to a street tire version. So we'll throw a transmission up there. Everything else here looks pretty straightforward. Yeah, I think that's good. Not every frog can wear this hat. Happy partner anniversary. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. El Cono di Vanisho. Nice. But yeah, so that car worked out pretty well, I think. I almost want to build the supercharger version of it just to have it, but we'll leave that because I'm already making so many cars. All right, next up is, we're going to skip that car. So we're going to go to a Lamborghini. Now for Lamborghini, there's not a lot of Lamborghinis that fit into A-Class, but there is one that does fit into A-Class that is a poster classic. That's the Countach. So this is my A-Class tune. We've got no motor swap here. We could probably fit that if I really wanted. Everything in here is pretty standard. We'll put those stock rims on. Street tires. So the difference between this car and the A-Class car is race tires, and then I had the rims on there. Now I can also fit full weight reduction since I've taken off the tires, which is very nice. Aspiration supercharger. 701 PI. That's looking mighty appetizing. So then, if I go... I could put heavy rims on, and we're looking at 78. 78's right on the limit there. Let's see if I can get it a little bit lighter, though. 76, 78. Okay, we'll just do this because we know that it works. There's the Countach. Right on the limit of the PI. Now let's go. The tune again should be pretty straightforward. Should have no problems there. We'll throw the transmission away. And then this looks good. Again, with the transmission, I will fix it once I start driving it. Use the Sharma. No. I like the Countach. No LM002. No. Alright, next up, we're almost done A-Class. And we're into we're into Lexus. We've got a Lexus RC F here. With the wide body. Looking sick. Stock motor. I think stock motor is going to be the way to go. Now, I could put that in, but I don't think so. Stock motor, no aspiration. We might add some later. We got the race wing on there. Everything in there. Let's put on stock rims for now. We have the stock tires, which are street on this car. Full tire width. Let's take off the brakes. Full weight reduction. I would love to make this car lighter than it is right now, but I don't think there's really a way to do that. I mean, I could take off the wide body. But I kind of like the wide body. Maybe we'll try that wide body. I'd like to actually see the difference. Let's see the difference. Let's go check the downforce figures and see the difference between these two wide bodies. I want to see what the numbers are. Alright, everybody, remember that. Oh, wait, hold on. That'll be a killer. This wide body doesn't have front aero, so it's in the bin. This wide body does. So that means this wide body wins. Instantly. Because this one does have front aero. So now I have to put on my tire width again. And I have to put on my weight reduction again, because whenever you swap body, it will take off your tire width, it will take off your weight reduction. And that's why it looks like it adds so much weight. But make sure you actually put that stuff back on to see the difference. So now, I mean, do I do the GTR motor? Let's build them both real quick and just see the difference. I'll put the... No, I'm not going to put anything on that. I'm going to just try and use the stock motor without aspiration and build it up here. Displacement 700 PI right on the dot. That's good enough to at least test and see the difference. 558 horsepower, 36 pounds, 178 ratio, 710 to 100 and 11.5 for the quarter mile. Now let's check this build or this motor out here. Let's do exhaust. One exhaust. 7.6, 11.8. It's heavier. Power to weight says it's better. But the actual physical stats say it's not. That could be due to, let me just check here. Let me just check the gearing quickly, because the gearing will act differently for different motors. If this gearing is going to like 250 miles an hour and I bring it down and it brings the acceleration back to 75, 7.3. I think I'm going to try the stock motor. We're going to try it out. We're going to see what it does. I'm going to go have some fun with it. And it was... Hold on, what did I do here again? I can't remember. That? Yeah, that. Okay, let's do this. I like this motor. Let's give it a run. Let's see how it does. Now let's just optimize the build real quick, because that is not optimized at all. Lightest rims. There's 20. We're looking at 20. We're looking at 27, 34. Let's go 27. Rim size 30. I think I'm good with that. Let's go with that. Now let's check the tune real quick. Tune, reset the tire pressure. We're obviously gonna have to play with this. So this one was off to lunch as well. So if I bring this to like 160, yeah, I mean, that's fine. It'll be good. Actually, this tune is not done. That means faster way to do this, to make sure that it's got a tune on it that I know it will use and use well, is load my A-Class tune on it. Then let's go rebuild the car real quick, and we'll be good to go. I'm going to use all 8 gears in this car just because I feel like it shifts so quickly. Being able to use all those gears is gonna be optimal. So let's, everything is good here, good there. I think it was that, and then I think it was lightest rims. Is that correct? And then fuel, ignition, exhaust, air filter. That's not right. And then I took off that, I think, right? Yes, there we go. Nailed it. I think, right? I think so. No, I had one rim size on. That's what it was. There we go. Okay, now I really hope that. Now let's go in here. And it's still not. Okay, that's fine. Maybe that tune just got reset or something. Okay, so let's just do all this really quick. Just going through here. Thanks for all the congrats on the partner anniversaries, everybody. Appreciate it. Here we go. Just got something basic on here and we should be set. Put some arrow on. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Should be good enough. Next up, we've got one more car to build for A-Class. Let's do a Lynk Co. I'm going to keep this one rear all-wheel drive because street tires, it's going to be a little slippery. There's not a lot of handling in this car. But one thing I can do to help out the handling is take out some weight. Down to 3,000 pounds. 4-1 handling, all-wheel drive, decent amount of power. I mean, I think we're pretty much there with this car. We've got the V6 in there. Let's take off the driveline just for now. I don't have any rim size on. We've got full tire width in there. So everything looks good. Except, do I want to make any adjustments here? Let's do... Can I fit a supercharger upgrade? No. So let's just throw on the full exhaust, and I can't quite fit that. So I can't fit the full exhaust. Let's go air filter. Let's do 1 rim size on both. There we go. I think that's it. We'll try it out. Let's go check the tune real quick. Yeah, I pretty much use 130 for all of the tunes that I have. I feel like it's on the brake pressure, that is. I feel like it's a pretty reasonable middle ground that people who like high brake pressure can still use it. People who like low brake pressure can also still use it. And I think it's a pretty good middle there. Okay, next up, we're going into B class now. I've done about half my S class cars and half my B class or A class cars that I've got on the list. So let's go into B class, and we're gonna start with a Chevy Camaro. The question is, which Camaro? The answer, it's B class, so it's gonna be an older one. Let's go for this thing here. Now, if my tune shows up here, we can speed this up. And we are good. Let's load this up and let's get tune in. And we're building and tuning the B class one. So first things first, street tires. Next up, reset the power on the motor. And we're pretty much almost already there. I've got the race rear bumper on. Now, if I take that off, we're looking good as far as the PI is concerned. But I do need a transmission in this car. Let's put the stock tires on. I think I want the sport tire, or the street tires. Look at the handling it gives me. It's a good jump. So I think I'm going to try and use them, or try and find a way to fit them. The question is how. I'm not going to take out weight reduction. I don't want to add ballast. I could take off tire width. I don't really want to do that. How far do we drop? 3.5. What if I do stock tires with all the width? 3.5, but then I don't have front tire width. Front tires don't go wide enough to actually get some good grip there, so I think it'll be better if I do this. But I mean, if you look at the PI difference, I'm at 602 right now. If I do this, same handling rating, 594. Let's look at the lateral Gs. We're at 120, 123. What if we do this? 121 and 124, so it's just a little bit better. Let's do tire width and stock tires. Let's try it, see if it works. We've got a little bit more room to breathe here as well, which means I can make the car lighter and make up for that, that difference. Or I could add power. And make the car lighter at the same time, of course, as you do. So 67 on the weight, 72, 71. So 72 pushes it over. I think that's going to be where it's at. Now, did I gain? I didn't gain back in the lateral Gs. Got pretty close, though. 69, nice. But let's see if I can get a hood on instead. I can't. So let's go 69. There's the B-Class Camaro. I would love to be able to swap the torque and horsepower figures, but it's just not an option. We'll send it, see what happens. Let's go check out the tune real quick. Bring the tire pressure back down a little bit here. Let's actually do that. Let's fix the gearing for sure. Again, I'm just going to set the gearing here, and I'll fix it when I drive the car. As for everything else, maybe a little dated, but that's okay. It would still drive fine. And that's all we need. We need it to be close enough to be competitive, and that's what it's going to be. But let's just make a couple changes here quickly. As far as that's concerned, I'm gonna try and be a little more aggressive with this. I might not be able to get away with it, but we'll see what happens. Let's put some brake pressure on. Try that out. We'll see what works. I don't know why that's happening. What if I do this? Will that fix it? Who knows? That's really bright though, isn't it? I can't really swap this though. Oh, there we go. I can do that. That's better. Okay, next up for B class is the Ford Mustang. What year of Mustang, you ask? It's right here, pretty early on. So the 2018 Ford Mustang. Let's go through it real quick. We've got the V8 or the V6. I'd love to fit a supercharger on, but I don't think that's going to happen in B class. Yeah, the transmission. We've got, let's put on stock tire or stock rims there. We've got some tire width with street tires, and we've got full weight reduction already. So this thing's looking pretty solid, I think here. Now just to check this again, I can't fit the supercharger on, so let's go. I'm gonna shed some weight with a power upgrade. I think that works out okay. Now let's go check rims. We can put the lightest rims on. Just barely. 77, 80, 77, nice. There we go. There's the build. Let's go check the tune real quick. Reset the tire pressure. Let's do like a 28 here. Everything else looks quite good though. I'm gonna try some roll center on this car. No guarantees it'll work. We'll see. Should be okay though. Diff is very conservative. Let's bump it up a bit. Pick a yellow car. What's up, Max? Good to see ya. I picked a yellow car earlier. What's up, B Tilly? How's it going, everybody? Thanks again for all the all the congrats on the partner anniversary. That one. You made it to a live. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for dropping by. Sip Cider, how's it going? Building cars for multi-class. Yes, indeed. Just a slayer. I'm here for the lap times, no overtime. This is like overtime for me, right? I can expense it, yeah. Okay. Okay. It's true, though. It's true. Office gray. Just here for business. All right, next up, we have a Honda. The Honda Civic Type R. We've got it painted red here. Now this car, stock tires. I'm going to put some tire width on it right away. But the reason you can get it down so low is, am I right? Yeah, for the restrictor plate. The restrictor plate cuts a bunch of power out of this car, so you can bring it down into B class comfortably. And let's see what it does. I could put a race rear bumper on. Is that overkill? 4.0 handling in B class is pretty decent. I am gonna put the stock rims on it for now, actually. We got the full tire width, we got brakes where we want them. Let's take out that ballast. We don't want that at all in this car. The weight's looking good, power's looking okay. Sure, why not? Let's throw the rear bumper on. If you look at the race rear bumper, look at the lateral G's. It really impacts the high speed cornering. So higher speed sweepers, if you're looking to run this car around like a Maple Valley, you're really going to notice the impact in the race rear bumper. I'd like to shed a little bit of weight here, so let's go exhaust. Can't quite fit the full exhaust on, but we got a bit of it. And then air filter. I can go 604. Let's actually see how much weight the lightest rims shed. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. So let's bring it. I think this will be a good balance here. One air filter, lightest rims. So 73, 67. We have a hood to play with though. So let's look at 73, hood 67, not quite, 78, 72. So that's the best so far. And I don't have rim size to play with, so I'm going to have to go with the 72 here. I'm happy with that, though. I mean, it's not perfect because I wouldn't want 6 pounds to put me over the edge on a PI. Let's just double check here that a flywheel doesn't... Okay, I think we're okay with this. I think this will be fine. Now let's go check the tune real quick. Tune, of course, reset the tire pressure. I'll throw the gearing on. We'll throw that to lunch and then fix it when we drive it. Everything else is kind of fine. Good enough. Would supercharger be able to fit with ballast? This engine doesn't get a supercharger, so you're kind of toast anyway. But you really don't want to throw ballast on to a front-wheel drive car unless you've done a bunch of testing and it works properly. Just because you're taking weight off the front of the engine or front of the car, and that's where all of your steering, all of your power is going as well. All your business is up front. What's up, Hoosier Dallas? How's it going? Front-wheel drive is risky. We'll see how it lasts. It should be okay in B class, though. Hey, you don't even play Forza Motorsport and you thoroughly enjoy watching me race? I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay. Next up, we've got the Pontiac Trans Am. The 02, though. Let's see how this car builds. We've got the orange out here. Looking fire. So we're going to have to keep the stock motor if we want to fit this thing in B class. The stock motor also does get the supercharger, though. But I don't think I want to go on street tires for this car. Or stock tires for this car. I could. I just don't think that'd be the best way to build this car. If I go stock tires, I can fit the supercharger. I can deal with the 2PI. That's no big issue. 3.4 handling. That's pretty low for a B class car, if I remember correctly. So let's. Do I have any cars that have decent power in B class? Or should we try this car as more of a power car? Let's try it as more of a power car. More of a Road America style car. Let's give it a go. Again, with the PI, couple PI drop isn't a big deal. It's easy to do. 97, 90, 904. Now let's go 97, 905. Sorry, 95, 97. Okay. I think we just go a little bit heavier rims. That's probably the way to go. Let's check out if I do this, though. 94. Well, what if I go 95? All right. I think we're there. Here it is. We'll test that car out around on probably a track that's more focused around speed. It's not a full power car or anything, but it's just a little bit towards getting a bit of power there. As for the tune, we'll just throw something bass on. Again, I will fix the gearing when I go to drive this car. Everything else seems pretty reasonable. Let's soften this up a little bit. And we'll send it. Alright, actually, I don't really want to do that car. So let's go to C class, and we are almost done with the building of all these cars. This is a car I've never really touched. I know this is a really good car in higher classes, but I don't really see it driven anywhere else. Let's see what the engine swaps do. The engine swaps are a no-go. We're sticking to C-Class, so I can't go swap it into A. Stock tires, let's put streets on it though. I think that's probably the way to go. This is pretty thin tires here. You've got weight reduction on it already, so we're okay there. No power upgrades so far. I would love to swap the power and the torque figures, but unfortunately we can't do that. Do I really need 265s? Probably, because I have 245s on the front and I don't want to off balance that too hard. So let's just add power from here. It's a very, very light car though. That's one thing that's really interesting about this car. And that's probably one reason why it's so good in higher classes, is because it's so light and you can stuff a bunch of power into it. Now it's already got almost the heaviest rims. It's got this set. Let's see, 57, 61, 62, 57, 66, 61. Does it have a hood? Doesn't. 61 it is, I think. What if we do this, though? That's 66, 58. Okay, I'm good with that. Now let's go, I don't think it needs a quick tune on it, but let's just check it real quick. Let's just drop this a little bit. Yeah, everything seems fine here. The S-Class power build Alpine is nuts. Yeah, it's ridiculous. B and A-Class sport tire, good choice too. 7 years, 8 months, 9 days, and 15 hours. Not Chika. Appreciate all the support. It is party hat time. It is. You want the Honda Fit? The Honda Fit would be fun. It would be. All right, next up, we've got a Chevrolet. And you know it's C-Class, so you know we've got to have a muscle car. It's the Chevelle. Let's load a tune on this. Hopefully make this go a little quicker. I'm going to go with the A-Class one. Woodchuck, you probably won't ever see one for those, just because they're super OP and I never drive them. Sorry. Hello, I just never talk. That's fine by me. I'm a lurker as well, so no worries. Yeah, all the C's. Yep. So since this is the A-Class version, we've really got to cut the power off here. Let's also take the tires off, street tires, and we're pretty much in the range we need to be. I think I'm going to take the roll cage off because for a car this slow, it really doesn't need it, and the weight is going to be more important. So now, we're starting off around here. I don't really want to do a supercharger. Well, I wouldn't mind it, but, you know, it's fine. We're going to leave the blower sticking out of the hood, though, because it's elite. Even if it means that it's a little heavier than it needs to be. Again, honestly, you could probably get away with sport tires in C-Class for this. But I'm going to stick to streets because I know streets will work. And I know they'll work for sure. No ballast, so let's just throw on some power. Just a little bit. Then let's go. The rims are already on and they're already the lightest rims, but we do have some rim size on the front. So let's lighten that up a little bit. 95, 98, right on the nail. 2500, I like it. I like it. Let's go with that. Now let's see. Tuning. Reset the tire pressures. Let's reset the transmission as well because the motor swap. Everything else seems pretty reasonable. We got the brakes that need to be done. Let's give that a go. $10 years, Dante. Puff, 8 years. Need a life. Not as long, but that's okay. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, everybody. Viper Swap is always the solution in S-Class Plus. S-Class, Viper Swap, either V10 Swap, to be honest, with the Supercharger, OP. Very, very strong. Now, I've got a Mitsubishi that I want to check out next. Let's see here. We've got the Mitsubishi and a car that you usually wouldn't see is the FTO, if I could, there it is. The FTO. So we've got the 4-cylinder in here. I could run the stock motor, but I don't really want to be honest, just because of the weight. Like, it's 100 pounds heavier. Let's use this motor. We got the Arrow one. Let's take off the driveline. Let's put on stock tire or stock rims as well. Full tire width in there. Does it have ballast? It doesn't. So now, really all I'm playing with is power at this point. Honestly, I don't really need to push this car lighter than it is, so I'm okay with not putting the exhaust on, but I can't really fit anything. Almost everything puts it above. So let's go... What's the closest I can get? I think it must be that one, hey? 97? 97 it is. And then I can put rims on to bring it down, though. Or bring it up to 501, 78, 83, 83, 88, 81. So if I do 81, 84, 84, 82. 82. We had an 83 before, but I'll take the 82. There it is. The build on the FTO. Time to just quickly check the tune on this car. Now this car, I had it in A-Class, and I just used this car without buying a new one like I usually would, because I never use this thing in A-Class. It just melts the tires, and it can't really do anything because of that. So the tune should be pretty much the same as the A-Class tune, and it is, other than the engine difference there. Max 10 years 4 months as well. Holy cow, everybody. Got you beat by 2 months. I don't know what the longest one is. I bet you somebody like Gibbs might have the longest. Although Max might have it. Max is pretty... I think that was like probably right around day 1, right? If Gibbs was in here and hit follow age. Nightbot? I don't think so, because I didn't have Nightbot off the hop. Does it work for me? I don't think I had an account before I started streaming, did I? I'm trying to think, who would have been there day 1? Pretty sure Gibbs would have been. 8 years, 10 months, Woodchuck Jim. Nice. Kind of fake. Account was created in 2011. Oh, you know what? It's because it started on Justin TV. Yeah, I started streaming on Xbox when Xbox One had the Twitch app. But that I did have an account before that, and it would have been on like Justin TV or something. Old. Anyone who remembers that, I'm so sorry. Alright, so Nissan is next up. Now I've got a couple cars that I want to build here. We're going to hold off on some of the other classes, but for now... That's sad. For now, we've got a 240 and a 240, and right now I'm going to sacrifice the 3.5 handling 240. So we're going to throw street tires on this car, and because of that, I only have... Okay, that's fine. Because of that, I've got a bit more room to play with. Let's put on the stock rims. Let's put on some tire width. Maybe not that much. Is that... I mean, is that kind of what I want to do with this car, though? I want to take off the ballast. For sure, I want to take off the ballast, so let's take off a little bit more tire width here. That's a huge jump in PI. It's because it skips. So if you look at stock is 205, then it goes up to 215, then it skips 225 and goes straight to 235. But the 225, if you look at the PI, would sit me right around where I want to be. And I hope one day we get that 225. I hope so. And then here you see 215 to 255, and that's why there's a big jump there. So if I had like a 235 here, I'd be good. But I don't. So I don't really have a good option here because it just jumps down on both of them. Can I put heavy enough rims on? Yes, I can. So if we go... I think if I put just the rears on, 500 on the dot, 499, 500, there it is. There it is, everybody. Now let's go check out the tune on this car. It should be fine. Should be fine, but no big deal to just make a couple quick adjustments. I'm just going to do that. This car was already built as a C-Class car, so it's basically good to go. Justin in Ustream, yep. Pour one out for Mixer. I've still got a Mixer shirt. Yeah, Beam. Rip. Yeah, I'm so old that I had an account on Twitch before it was Twitch. Last car to build on this stream, and I'll be back tomorrow building the other half of the cars I have to build. But last car is this Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Now it's got an engine swap in it, but of course we have to take that out. It's got race tires on it, but wait, hold on. Let's just double check. This is the right car. Yes. No? I thought I had one of these that was ready to be sacrificed, and maybe I don't. I don't. Let's go buy one. Hold on, chat. Can somebody check the VOD and see if I'm crazy or if it showed that car as a stock car and then I opened the car up and it put it back into A class? Please, somebody let me know that I'm not crazy. Because I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But the last car, the real last car, is the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Now, I would love to have the stripes on it, but I already have 3 that are white with the stripes. So let's go with a red. This car, Buff, this car. Alright, so I'll load a tune on this car. Just load my newest tune, the A-Class one. And then let's start taking stuff off of it in order to fit it into C-Class. So we'll wait while this loads, and then once it does, it's time to really kill the power and the handling in this car in order to get it all the way down. It looks pretty sick though, doesn't it? All right, let's take out the motor. Let's take out the tires. And honestly, we're pretty much where we want to be. Let's take out the roll cage. No ballast in it, so we're good there. I'll take off the driveline as well. Take off the rim size. And then I think we're looking okay. We've got full tire width on. 3-3 handling. I would love to... Somebody just rang the doorbell and knocked at the same time. Who does that? Who does that? I bet you it's somebody delivering something. That's okay, though. The dogs will say hi while we finish building this beautiful Pontiac. I do have all the weight reduction. It just seems heavy, but that's okay. It is a muscle car after all. That's kind of how it goes. Let's do the 501, I think, and then I'll throw tire rim size on it. 58, 55. 55 looks good to me. All right, let's send it. This thing looks pretty sick, though. And as for the tune here, it should be close. We'll reset the transmission because, of course, the motor swap messed that all up. Everything else seems pretty good. It's a pretty conservative tune here that we've got going. I might make it a little more aggressive just because it's going to be C-Class, so it probably will want a little bit more aggressive of a tune on it in order to go around the corners all right. So we'll see how that goes. And just keep in the back of my mind that it did start at 00 Roll Center and a couple other things, so if I have issues with it, I'll take it back out.